Welcome back. Let's continue with exploiting our Metasploit mission. In this video, what I have in mind is Samba port, and we know that it's running in open ports of port 139 and port 445, and the version is, we cannot know the exact version because Nmap didn't manage to find the exact version, and it's telling us that it's running from 3 point something up to 4 point something. You can try to find its vulnerability and see the process of exploitation in Google, but this will be too easy. What I recommend to do is to play with the tools of Linux, and for this part I'm gonna choose search exploit. So if I first, let me copy this here, Samba, and I'm gonna find exploits with Searchsploit. So if I type Searchsploit and paste the version, here are the results. We got different versions for the Samba. Now we can just try them all out and see if it works, or we can try to figure out the Samba version first and then narrow down our exploit search and see whether we find something for that specific version. So how we are going to find out the exact Samba version? Our Nmap scan didn't manage to do it. Well, luckily Nmap is not the only scanner that we can use for this type of things. Remember that in the Metasploit framework, besides having all of the exploits and payloads, we also got those auxiliary modules. And those auxiliary modules can sometimes be a scanner. So let's search and see whether we find a scanner for this. So go back to your MSF console or the Metasploit framework and then just type search and the version name, which is Samba, and I'm gonna press enter. And here are the results. We got the exploit right here, and we also got these two auxiliary modules right here, but these are not the scanner modules we need. So let's try to find out by ourselves, and to do that just type use auxiliary /scanner /smb, and if I type enter here, and we got the results here, and we can see different results for the auxiliary scanner, but we are mostly and particularly interested in this one, which is the auxiliary scanner SMB version. So if I type use this auxiliary scanner to see what that version is exploitable on the Metasploit mission, I'm gonna paste it here and then press enter. Of course, we got the result here, which is successful. Before I run this, before I run it, we have to set its options. First, let's see its information. So if I type show, and if I type show info, we can see its description, and it tells us fingerprint displays version information about SMB servers, protocol information, and host operating system. If available, will be reported. And let's use the other option for this, which is the show options, and try to configure it. And we can see that we only need to set up the rhosts, which is the remote host, and that will be the IP address of our Metasploit. So to set it, just type set rhosts and the IP address of our Metasploit mission, 192.168.88.248, and we set our host, and let's see what setup we have left. Of course, this is the only thing that we need. Sorry, I didn't put the dot. I have to put here dot, and I will be good to go. And if I type show options again, we are good to go. And that rate is set up by default by the Metasploit framework, and the only thing that's left is to run it. And if I type run here, we got the results. Even though it tells host could not be identified, we got the unique Samba version, which is 3.0.20, the Debian, and this is in our range of our version. Remember when we did the Nmap scan, it is from 3 point something up to 4 point something, and we can see that there is definitely an exploit with this version. And let me copy this and try to find out exploit with Searchsploit. So I'm gonna copy it, I'm gonna clear this, and if I type Searchsploit and paste the exact version that we have and manage to find with the auxiliary modules and type right here. Great. We managed to narrow it down to these 4 results, which are the first one 3.0.10 up to 3.3.5, and we can see that it's format strength and it is something particularly associated with security bypass. We also got Samba 3.0.20, and this is the exact version that we need. And we got a user name and map script, and command execution is applicable. And in the path, it tells us that it's RB, which is RB language, and this tells us that it belongs to the Metasploit. For this part, we know that for sure it has a vulnerability and we can do an exploit for that version. Let's go back to our Metasploit and search it again for that specific Samba version, and I'm gonna press enter here. And great, we managed to find the exact exploit that we managed to find with SearchBlade. As you can see here, it found the username map script, and if I go back to my MSF, it found the user map script result here, and the same result we managed to find with SearchBlade. And let's try to use it for in our Metasploit. And if I copy here and type use and enter the exploit name here, it tells us that no payload configured and defaulting to CMD Unix reverse netcat. This is our payload, and let us see its options. Okay, these are the options that we have. The only things that we need to configure is the host, and of course the R port is configured, which is port 139, and we don't need to change this since our nmap found the exploit with this particular port number here, so it's not necessary to change it. The only thing that we need to configure is this one, and this will configure it to our Metasploit's IP address. So type set r hostess and the IP address of our Metasploit mission, which is 192.168.88.248, and I'm gonna press enter here. It's done. And the whole L host is our Kalinin's mission, and L port we can change it to any port we want, but it's okay to use this one. And the only thing that's left is to see what results we can get if you run the exploit. So I'm gonna type run, and it's trying to find a shell, and great, it managed to find a command shell session opened, and we have successfully hacked the target or exploited through the Samba. And if I type ls here, we got the same results that we did with the previous exploit. And if I type who am I here, we also got the root account, and this is a privileged account. And to exit this, you can just press Ctrl C, abort session, type Y, and you can exit it. Okay, great, we found a vulnerability on the Samba version. And in the next video, we are going to cover different type of attack, which is brute force attack on the port SSH, and see you then.